Hi, I'm Chad with Move Forward Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can break free of scale patterns and playing in position by practicing the major scale up and down the fretboard horizontally using random fingerings. So when you're first learning scales, you learn patterns in position. So if you're learning a C major scale, you're going to learn a pattern that stays in one spot on the neck. And that's really useful for learning scales when you're starting out because it helps you build muscle memory, it helps you to visualize the shapes. It also allows you to memorize scale patterns without having to know the notes on your guitar or know the intervals or anything like that. It's a really easy way to start memorizing scales and get them under your fingers. But this can also become a trap really quickly if you just fall into this and don't break free from it eventually. You really start getting hindered by being stuck in one position at a time. You'll play here, maybe you'll play some melody or a solo or licks in one spot, but then you have to switch to another position, and it can become really choppy and affect the type of music you're able to come up with. So a good way to start breaking free of that is to start playing the scale, any scale that you're playing, and in this lesson we're starting with the major scale. So this lesson I'll be showing you the major scale and I'll be in the key of C, so the C major scale. So you take that scale and instead of just playing pattern 1 here, move to pattern 2, play that, connect the patterns like you do, you're going to start as low as you can on the neck and go up as high as you can. And you're not going to worry about starting on the root note, which is C. We're going to start with the lowest note in the scale that we can get, which is an E note, which is the open E on the 6th string. And what we're going to do, instead of playing a pattern, we're just going to play the notes of the scale in any order. So just randomly play the notes of the scale in order up as high as we can go and not following any sort of fingering. So I might start by going So all I did there was play the C major scale up and down in order, but with random fingering. So I switched the fingering each time I played. So I played it one way up, I played it a different way down, I played it a different way up, a different way down, and I would just keep doing that and play it in as many different ways as I could, even if I repeated it sometimes, just randomly picking the fingerings that I was going to use, and that way I can really visualize the notes of the scale and not be stuck into any pattern. And it's good if you start really slow and just say the notes of the scale as you go. So you would say E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. You would say them as you're playing the notes really slowly and just do that over and over again until you can play it smoothly and just keep changing the fingerings that you're using. Don't get stuck into playing any sort of pattern. Just randomly change your fingerings. And once you can do that, instead of starting from the lowest note and going to the highest note that you can reach in the scale and back, you can just randomly start changing order. So you still play the scale in order, but randomly change direction. So I could go. and so on. I would just randomly change when I'm going up and when I'm back down, and completely just random fingering. I'm not playing any sort of pattern. I'm just switching back and forth directions as I'm going up and down the scale. So this is a good step of breaking out of patterns and not being stuck into any single position and being able to visualize the scale up and down the whole fretboard. And this is really going to free you up to be able to improvise up and down your whole fretboard, as well as help you learn the notes of your fretboard. If you say the notes as you're playing them, it's really going to help you nail down where all the notes on your fretboard are. So once you feel comfortable doing that, try to put on a jam track, just a C major jam track, and try improvising over it just by playing the scale up and down with random fingerings. And then you can try to improvise without playing the scale in order, just playing random notes from the scale up and down the fretboard, and not play in any sort of pattern. Just randomly play fingerings just whenever. Just switch your fingerings. Don't get stuck into any pattern, and this is really going to help open up your fretboard to you and help you improvise, help you become a better improviser. And watch out for more lessons where I'll go deeper into this type of thing. And be sure to subscribe because we add at least one new lesson every day.